Hey everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys have learned a lot of cool techniques on how to reveal text. Now we're going to put it together and add these backgrounds to it. So what I would do is create a new composition. So just click that new comp. I'll call it full comp 2 because I already have one created. And I'm just going to make this 25 seconds for now. Click OK. Now I'm just going to drag all of these scenes down here into my composition. Then what I'm going to do is just zoom in. I'm going to reorder them so that scene 1 is at the bottom and scene 4 is at the top. And then I'm just going to line them up. So just like so. This is just a quick, easy way to do so. So now if we take our composition, 25 seconds was way too long. And I'm just going to trim comp to work area. So now we have our whole thing. It looks pretty cool, but it's going to look a lot better if we add different background colors for all of these different scenes. So what I use for background is just solids. You can do that by pressing Command Y on your keyboard or going up to Layer, New, Solid. And just pick some fun colors. It's up to you what you want to do. I started out with the blue last time. Maybe I'll start out with more of a deeper red, something like this. And just click OK. Now I'm going to put this in the background. And so what I did before was I transitioned these from different background to something else. And so what I'm going to do is duplicate this red solid, Command D. And then I'm going to go to Layer, Solid Settings, and then I'm going to change this color. So I'm just going to change it to something like a blue. And then I can duplicate it or just press Command Y and create another one. So I'm going to create 4 different backgrounds for all 4 scenes. Command Y again, or I duplicate it, I guess. So go to Solid Settings and change this to our final color. Do a purple. And then just drag these over to match the backgrounds. It doesn't have to be perfect now because we're going to animate them. So we don't want it to just cut. We could have it just cut, but something I want to do is actually have it do a position animation and swing onto our screen. So what I'm going to do is press P to bring up position for this background. I'm going to set a keyframe right here before the "and" starts to pop on the screen for this position. Then I'm going to go back in time and move it up. So go back in time, move it up. And then what I'm also going to do is move this scene below this right here. So now this comes on over our name text, but I want it to actually come a little bit faster because I don't want my name text to be disappearing in the middle. So what I'll do is just move this right here like so that the full thing comes on over my name is text. I'm also going to add a little bit of easy ease, and I'm also going to make sure that this is motion blurred, and I'm going to do that with all of my solid layers and turn on motion blur here. So now this blue royal text or color comes on. I'm also going to add a little pop to it, so go to your graph editor. I just love doing this. You know, sometimes some people don't like doing it, but I like adding it to most of my animations. So just selecting my keyframes, going to the graph editor, the value graph, and dragging in those endpoints. So now, so that has a little bit more of a pop to it. Okay, so now the next type of animation I'm going to do is instead of sliding it over our text, we're going to actually move this text down. Okay, so move this royal blue text down. And this blue text is going to also move our text down. How am I going to do that? I'm going to parent my scene 2 to my blue text, and I'm just going to move it right on top of my blue text. I'm going to parent it using the pick whip, parenting it to the blue royal color. I'm also going to actually move my green below my royal blue. And right here, I'm going to just add another animation. So I'm going to set a keyframe here. So clicking this little diamond icon, and maybe I will move it to the right this time. So now this moves to the right, and since we parented the scene 2 text to it, it all moves. So let's watch it one more time. It comes over, and now it swipes to the right. So now we have our green text, and then what I'll do is just copy and paste this position animation at the very beginning of the blue text. I will add it to my deep purple text right here, and I will just paste it. So now I have this position animation on this right here. So this comes down. But maybe what I'll do is I will actually move this first keyframe. So I have my time indicator on my first keyframe, and I'm just going to move it down below. So now it comes up instead of from the top. So now let me go just zoom in here and play through this. So that's pretty cool. Let's play through the whole thing one more time. So we have the blue swiping over it. Then we have the blue moving to the right. And then we have the purple or the magenta flying over it. The one thing we did here though is we added a layer of text right here, or a layer of color, to split up these text layers. So I'll do that as well. So right here, I want to add another layer. So I'm just going to press Command Y. I'll add, maybe we'll do a gray layer. And I'm going to move it below this scene 2 so we see our text. And I'm just going to move it right here. So just moving it around. And what I'll do now is I'm going to animate it in. So right here, after "and I am" comes onto the screen, I will press P to bring up position, and I will just add a little animation up. I'm going to add motion blur, easy ease, make it pop a little bit with my graph editor, zooming in. So this is a lot of repetition, but hopefully you get the hang of it by now. Zoom out so I can see where I'm working. Just put this right here so I can see. And motion graphics. Okay, so this is kind of cool. What I don't like about this is that the text is moving and this gray background is not moving. So what I'm going to do is actually copy this or cut it. So Command X, I'm going to go into this scene 2. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so we now have this gray layer, and if I press U, I can see the keyframes. I want it to come up right before the video creator comes up. So I'm going to move this layer below all the text. Then I'm going to go back a bit before a video creator pops on. So something like this. And now this pops on right before video creator. And now if I parent this dark gray solid to our null 3, what will happen is when this rotates, the gray will also rotate. And I am a video creator, and it rotates when motion graphics comes on. So now if we go back to our full comp, instead of it not looking that great because it didn't move with that text, it does move again. Cool, so that's how you add backgrounds, and I think just changing the colors and adding animations to the background really makes it look more dynamic rather than just having one solid background. You could also then go in and add some texture to this, which I'll show you how to do in the next video. Hey everyone, in this quick video I'm going to show you how to add texture to your videos. I downloaded this paper texture. You can search for paper texture in Google and find lots of cool free ones. I just bring it in here. I'm going to drop it on top of my composition. I'm going to change the scale because it's kind of big right now, so drop the scale down quite a bit. And then I'm going to play with my blend mode, which is right here in this blend mode column. What I can do is press Shift and then plus and minus on my keyboard to shift through all the different blend modes. And if that doesn't work, just go through the blend modes by clicking the drop down and selecting your blend modes. And you can see that it has a lot of cool ones. I typically like overlay or soft light. I think for this one, I'm going to use soft light. I'm also going to drop the opacity. So press T on my keyboard. That brings up opacity, and I'm going to change that to 50%. So it's not as harsh, but it just adds a little bit of texture and looks a little bit more interesting than just solid colors. That's not something I did in my original video, but I actually like that kind of style. And you can use all sorts of the kinds of different textures from paper, wood, clay, anything you want, you can make it and it will look pretty cool. So that's how you add textures to your background. Next, we're going to learn how to add that wiggle to our text.